Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to everybody. Welcome to Real Talk with Elaine. Oh my goodness. I don't know. Maybe I should call this Real Talk with the Lion King. Y'all see all this hair everywhere? Yeah. I'm getting ready to figure out what I'm gonna do with my hair this week. Think I'm going to make an appointment and see if I can get in and get it done, because it definitely needs to be done, wouldn't you say? But it's like all over my head. But I actually just did a little have this stuff that I use for all of you who, I know we have different textures of hair and stuff like that, and this is not a hair care show this morning. I just want you to know that. I don't even know if oh, here it is. So I have this stuff that I use, and I did put it in, and I'm going to probably wash it out, but I am going to get a little decent before we get started with this video. But it's called Bandana oil. Okay, so I go through TikTok for a lot of things too. So this is the Bandana oil, and it's supposed to be really good for helping us with strengthening our follicles and our hair again, and kind of keeping our hair strong. Um, so it is, I don't know a whole lot about it, but honestly, I've been using it for months, and this is like my second jar of it. It stinks like heck. Ew. So, but I don't know if it's recommended for non-African American kind of hair. I don't even know what my quality of hair is, but I use this and I put it like all around my edges, and because sometimes we do styles that are protective styles, and they can tear our hair out. And I wear a lot of braids, if you all have noticed in my previous videos. And so, I don't like leaving my hair out, honestly. But I did get my hair done for an event I had 2 weeks ago. And so I think I'm going to keep the braids out for a while. But I just wanted to show you the Bandana oil, what it looks like, and get it off of TikTok. I am not sponsored or anything, nowhere near that. So I just wanted to share that with you all. But good morning. I'm going to brush this stuff up and tame it for a minute so you're not looking at the Lion King all morning. But I am here today in the capacity of my Audacity series. And I actually had a whole different video planning to drop today. And so today, I believe it's the 18th. It's the day after President's Day. I got it right for the first time. Today is February 18th, 2025. And it's early in the morning. I think we're like it's 7 o'clock when I'm videoing this or something, somewhere around 7. And I just wanted to say to you guys a few things, because I was watching some videos this morning. Ooh, this feels so good. I was watching some videos this morning, and I got really kind of emotional watching these videos because it had to do with the current climate of our country. And I know we have people that watch us from other countries, and I thank you so much for tuning in. But I know you see what's going on in the US too right now, and I know there has to be, I'm sorry for all the noise. It has to be, and I know I brought a scrunchie. Okay, so let me reach in my drawer and get one. But I I know that you see some of the things going on here in the US, and you got to be wondering, how in the world are we making it right now with so many massive changes and situations going on? And so let me just back up. This is Real Talk with Elaine. I am Elaine, obviously. Okay, there we go. There's the little duck look again. Let me see if I can get you guys. There we go. So obviously, there are some things that you see that's going on, and we are hanging in here. But Real Talk with Elaine is normally our show that we come in and we talk a little bit about what's going on in the GLP-1 world. I have been so delighted to come to you week after week and just share things that are from the emotional kind of piece of where we're growing through this process. For those of us who are on Mounjaro or Ozempic, Wegovy, Zepbound, tirzepatide, semaglutide, whatever it is that you are currently taking, this is the community to be a part of, and we are here to help one another. I say that all the time. I started out at 300 pounds. I'm down to a 58-pound loss. So I am just still, hanging in here and doing my thing and being consistent as much as possible. But it's hard. It's hard in these GLP-1 world, these streets, as I say. It's hard. It's real hard because we be pushing and pushing and pushing and trying to find ways to, jumpstart our movement again, especially on the scale. And I'm telling you, sometimes it's just really hard. But I am going to come back to you about the video I actually had for this week. I want to quickly, because I promised my girl that I would, give a shout out because she had such an amazing video last week. And her name is Downsizing Diva. So I promised her, I was like, look, this video, she had a doctor on there, Dr. Cody. And for those of you who have gone through this, I'm gonna post it right here, whichever way it comes up, because I'm videoing now without posting the picture. But I want you to go into my description and go into this video. Was amazing. This interview was amazing. And so Dr. Cody was someone that um, Downsizing Diva went to school with, and he went on to medical school and became a gosh, I lost my thought of what kind of doctor. When all right, let's rehearse this thing again. He went to school and he became a doctor that does the repairments or the body modifications that you have to do. So like if we have loose skin, I still can't think of what the name of the position is, but I'm going to put it up here as soon as I think of it. Um, and he takes, the loose skin away. He does a lot of body modifications for people who have gone through weight loss, or he also talks about how he does modifications for people who may have gone through a reconstructively, who may have gone through a car accident or some other tragic kind of event where he has to do that. So please look at that video. It was so helpful for me, and I know it'll be helpful for you too. All right, so moving on. I I was going to do a video, like I said, for called the Audacity of Change, and I will be coming back to do that, and I'll also feature that video again in there. But today I woke up and I was watching a video this morning that kind of just took me away. I was watching the Keith Edwards show on YouTube. If you haven't seen that, I'm going to post his his channel up here as well. But Keith Edwards, man, he interviewed this young lady this morning that I watched this morning. I don't know when the interview was, but I watched it this morning and I thought, oh my God, like this was so heart-wrenching for me. And so the audacity to give AF, and you all know what AF mean. I'm not going to get gross on here. Um, is what I came out of that watching that video, because all week long, like my bestie, sometimes she'll send me videos and she'll send me clips all day long for my husband and I to review, because she's so engulfed in what's going on in our country right now. And it's just unbelievable. Like in the last week, we witnessed so many people losing their jobs. I mean, just the most vulnerable people just getting disrupted or derailed or displaced from these agencies that, I mean, I equate it to mm, um, like if I have a pimple on my face, am I going to be more concerned about a pimple on my face or growth sticking out my neck? And we've all seen that. We've all seen people who have huge growths sticking out their neck or out their back. Why would I focus on a pimple when the growth seems so much more of a factor for me to try to address, right? So the agencies that we're seeing people losing their jobs, they're agencies that absolutely, as far as the percentage, and I get it that we want to look at how we can have a fiduciary oversight of our government's money. I don't think anyone is against that. I think we all want to know how we can conserve, because once we conserve money, it should reduce our taxes, right? So I mean, it's a win-win for everyone if we do that. But when it comes out to, we are going after agencies that are doing the greater work with the least people, and we're letting other agencies who have all these contractual kind of um, deals that just are not really good for us. I think it's just crazy that we spend so much time, and our current administration is spending so much time focusing on organizations that to me don't matter, because they're not even taking up even 1% of our federal debt. And so this morning when I was watching Keith Edwards, I saw this young lady named Ariel Kane, and I'm going to post what she put up there, and I just want to kind of read it for a second, because this is the message that impacted me this morning. It says, "Hey, Elon Musk, your Dodge minions just fired me and my colleagues at CMMI," and I think that's the Center for Medicaid and Medicare, um, and I don't know if it's institute, that's the last word or whatever, but I'll put that up there. "We were working on improving maternal health outcomes at lower costs so that less pregnant women would die in this country. I thought that would fit nicely into your agenda." So, anyway, think about that. I mean, all of us, I mean, many of us who are women who are on this GLP-1 journey, we've had children. We've been through, being concerned about our maternal health at one point, right? Now we're concerned about our metabolic health and, everything else, our obesity, overweight, whatever we're dealing with this medication for. But we've all been through, many of us have been through maternal health concerns. And when you think about, this is someone, and I love the way Ariel put it, because she said, "I went to college, I went to graduate school. I have friends who make way more money than me." And I totally relate to her, because I started out as a social worker and did that work for over 20, maybe 24 years. And then I went into, and I was always in healthcare. So I understand healthcare, they don't pay us no money in healthcare. And then I went into education. And of course, education is definitely no money. So understand, we have we're working public service kind of jobs that we don't get the earnings that some of our friends and our family members who have had maybe way less education than we have, that's gone out here and they actually have, been able to, live very, ritzy lifestyles, and we don't, because we've always had to be conservative. But did we care? Did we really care? No, we didn't care, because our focus is taking care of people. Our focus is helping and being and making a difference. And so that's what I saw in Ariel's statement. And I'm just so proud of her that she came forth and shared, because she just, lost her job this past weekend, not even Friday, but on Saturday, this past weekend, and just threw an email to say that her performance basically sucked, and that's why she was losing her job, which we know that's what the letters have been going out saying. And so this makes this like a double jeopardy for these folk. If you don't know, because I am in HR, although I'm in education, I'm in employee labor relations. So in labor relations, that's one of the things we do. We're on unemployment hearings all the time. And what this means for me is if I had someone filing unemployment and I was going to dispute their claim, understand if they had a letter saying that they were released because of poor performance, 9 times out of 10, they're going to have a hard time getting their unemployment benefits because that's considered gross misconduct. And under gross misconduct, we win all the time. And I'm just going to tell you that. And so that's what they did deliberately. People think that this stuff is uncalculated, what's going on, but it really is calculated because that statement was deliberate so that not only am I taking your job away from you effective immediately, you won't even be able to really qualify to get unemployment. So now you are completely without income overnight. Nothing, nothing. And this young lady talked about how she's still paying student loans, how she's, got a mortgage. She lives in the DC area. This is hard. I mean, this is really hard for her. And all she was doing, and she loved her job. And that like me, I love my job. Like I love what I do. And it's so disappointing to see someone who really, really loved their job, enjoyed what they do, enjoyed the people. She even said she enjoyed the people she worked with. I mean, how rare is that sometimes, But this was her dream job. And now all gone overnight when it was something that she's doing to promote others' safety and wellness while they try to reproduce their children, reproduce and bring children in the world. So that was just so hard for me. Um, many references have been made that these past 4 6 weeks, I don't even know how long, I lost time, honestly, that we're in a twilight zone. I think it's worse. I think it's much worse in the twilight zone for real, because it feels like we're all just sitting here and we're doing nothing. It's like even when I look at our wonderful content creators through the GLP-1 world, I think I just don't see that we're really creating the focus that we can be creating a little bit towards this issue. I mean, if you care, if you give a F, you may have the the group that you can reach. I mean, some of you have 1,000, 10,000, a million viewers that watch your channel all the time. Like, don't you feel it's somewhat of your responsibility to raise awareness? Because some of these people, like us, spend more time on YouTube than we do on the news. I don't even have cable anymore. So most of the time when I hear like we're supposed to get snow this week, like my friends had to call and say, we're supposed to get snow this week, because I'm always just linked into YouTube. I rarely watch the news. I do have streaming capabilities where I can watch the news, but I rarely watch it. And so your viewers are the same way. They're not really looking at the news or things going around them, or even proper news stations that's going to give them good information, that's going to fact check. We've lost that in so many parts of our world right now. We don't get a lot of fact checking. And so we're just told everything. I mean, do you all even know, for those of you who spend more time on YouTube than watching the news, do you even know that last week that one of our greatest nuclear plants, I think out in Washington, state of Washington somewhere, was everybody was fired, not everyone, but most of the employees there who make sure and guard and make sure that they're covering any nuclear attacks. Do y'all know that we were attacked by a Russian drone last week? I didn't know. If you didn't know, put it in the chat, because I'm not going to shame you, because there's no shame. It's just the fact that we don't spend enough time on that. It wasn't an accident. It wasn't anything. It was an attack. That is why I'm telling you, you need to make sure we are getting messages out there. This non-mainstream media platform is the best that we can have right now. And I don't have that kind of following, but I'm saying to you, if you have it, do yourself the public service duty that you should be doing here, because um this is not right. And it has nothing to do with being a Republican or a Democrat. It has to do with democracy. And we all should want democracy, no matter what side you're on. I could care less about that. What I care about is you doing your job and you doing what you're supposed to do. You have the viewership. Take 5 minutes, 10 minutes out of your show, out of, whatever you're talking about. And I'm not just talking about GLP-1, because I know, I speak to that community because that is my community. But if you're watching this and you're from any other source on YouTube, I'm begging you, use your platform in the best way you can right now and speak up and speak out. Because if you don't agree with it. Now, some people may agree with what they see and they think this is the best for our country, then that's on you. And when everything goes down, that's on you. So I just, but I feel right now that we need to at least continue to educate our viewership, and using this platform seems like an amazing place to do it. So, with that being said, that's all I wanted to speak about today. I will come back to you and return to our GLP-1 talks or whatever. But again, this affects my emotion right now. This is why I chose to cast it under my Audacity series, because I give a F. And I hope you do too. Please like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think about this. Thank you so much for joining me today. Look forward to talking to you soon. Love you.